Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingWords.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
Does that mean that you will fight Triple G later this year?
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingWords.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game can see the boxing boys.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another morning edition. But this one is spontaneous. It's 8:37 over here on the East. Whoa, 8:37 here on the West, the East Coast. So that makes it 5:37 on the West. We're back bright and early to discuss some important information. Newark native, Newark's own Shakur Stevenson gets his first title shot. It's official. Multiple sources have told Boxing Scene the top-ranking Golden Boy agreed to a deal yesterday and avoided going to purse bid for the WBO. The WBO obviously ordered a featherweight fight between Shakur and Joet Gonzalez. Now, initially it was supposed to be Oscar Valdez giving Shakur a shot as the mandatory challenger. He vacated, moved up, which now puts these two in line. The biggest, I guess that's enough details for now. Let me go ahead and introduce my co-host, but before I do, you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time, voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. And don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the conversation.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and most vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynch is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their claw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. Get up!
BoxingWords.com.
Good morning. It's your boy Alex Doomsday Linus joining you with Nestor Gibbs. Whether you partied hard last night or you just getting up in the morning to take care of the weekend things, we appreciate you tuning in with us. Yeah, we got this breaking news right now. Yeah, am I excited? Of course I am. This is Shakur Stevenson, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys know, we represent Brick City, Newark. Nestor Gibbs, that's where he grew up. So this is something close to home for us. And I'm excited, Ness, because I want my boy champ status. All right. I know he's been, asking for Loma. He's asking for these title fights. He feels like he's ready. Is he ready, though, Ness, for this kid, Joet Gonzalez? How many people have heard of him? How many people have seen some fights about him? I haven't seen too many. I did see a couple of highlights that he had with Jairo Hernandez, and I think my boy Shakur got it in the bag.
Listen, man, I'm pretty sure Shakur will be the favorite, but I hear Joet is a big puncher. But, before we get into the fight, let's get into the politics and the holdup. The reason that this fight was possibly going to go to purse bid was because they being Golden Boy wanted VADA testing. And the reason they wanted VADA testing is because allegedly Shakur was dropped from the WBC rankings due to pulling from the VADA program. So I'll just get those exact details from the article. Let me see here. Both sides agreed to have VADA testing, which was the major negotiation hurdle demanded by Golden Boy. for the vacant 126-pound title. A neutral location was also at the center of the talks, and now the championship showdown between unbeaten Shakur, who's only 12-0 with 7 KOs, will take on Joet Gonzalez, who is 23-0 with 14 KOs. This fight will take place October 26th in Reno Sparks Convention Center in Reno, California on ESPN. Now, Steve Kim was the first to report on the deal between both promoters and the fact that it had been reached. Now, Golden Boy was pursuing VADA testing for the fight to ensure a fair playing field because in June, the WBC removed Stevenson from its rankings because the American fighter did not register for the WBC clean boxing program. Now, before any speculation gets held, remember, Stevenson is a top-ranked fighter. Top Rank has a very good alliance with the WBO. Why would Stevenson pay sanctioning fees in 2 different sanctioning bodies when he's obviously going to have that faster route in the WBO, which we can see? It's not the WBC calling a mandation. It's the WBO calling a mandation. So, why pay 2 sanctioning bodies? But I know that the conspiracy theorists will say, oh, he dropped out. Oh, they're pushing for testing. And that's what this is going to become. Is he a clean fighter? But guess what? He'll be clean on the night of the fight because they both agreed to VADA testing. But what's your thoughts?
I don't know. I'm guessing Golden Boy pushed for this because they I don't know. I mean, I don't know why they would push for it like that. I mean, Shakur Stevenson's, he's ever since he lost at the Olympics, he's been growing. He's been putting on, more muscle, and then even in the future, I see him, easily going up the weight classes. He has good height. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, we're pushing for the cleanliness of the sport, so I'm glad that Shakur, accepted it. No problem. Sometimes you gotta pick your own path, according in line with your team and your managers and what's best for you. Like you said, he had a better route. And he went that way, and now he has this opportunity, and he's agreeing to the testing. So I see him as a clean advocate of the sport. I think that, like I said, he's going to be packing on muscle as he grows. So, I mean, this picture they got of him, I mean, the kid's in shape. He got some roundness into his arms. But I believe truly in my heart that he is a clean fighter in the sport, and I'm excited for him in this fight. I've really, like I said, been watching him for a long time. Don't got too much of Joet in my mind, but I seen some highlights with Jairo Ochoa, and even though it was a earlier fight in Joet Gonzalez's career, it still gave me a kind of an idea of what kind of fighter he is. He looks like a forward fighter, likes to be in your face, brings his high guard up as he puts pressure on you. So I'm excited to see, because usually it's Shakur Stevenson pushing these guys back and really hurting them. Joet looks like he goes to the body, but man, I just feel like Shakur is going to make quick work of him, and this is going to put Shakur in a great position. Title holder, he got some leverage.
But you think quick work? I mean, listen, Joet Gonzalez. I believe he was an Olympic alternate. I'm sure he's won some nationals. People know him, and Shakur knows him. He does have some power. I believe, let me check BoxRec. He's sporting like a 61% knockout ratio. His biggest win that I know is Manuel Avila, a.k.a. Tino. Good boxer. And, Joet gave him his first loss. This fight just took place July 13th. It was a good fight, and Joet knocked him out. It was a good win. It's a good win, and especially if you're comparing it to Stevenson. Now, the difference here is Stevenson is 12-0 and already holds a good win over Christopher Diaz. So he was...
he lost... Manuel Avila lost the decision to Joseph Diaz. He went the distance with him. So, that'll tell you something about the type of adversity that Joet, faced in Manuel. Tough guy.
Yeah, Manuel, look, Avila is a decent boxer. He's just not a big puncher. but neither is Joseph Diaz Jr., and that's why that fight went the distance. You know what I'm saying? Joet is a puncher, so he knocked him out. But Avila was at least like a regional WBC champion. But Christopher Diaz, he was up for, an eliminator shot. And when Shakur fought him, it was for the vacant WBO organization and the NABO belt, plus the Intercontinental IBF belt. So both fighters needed those two fights to propel them in the rankings. But again, it's Shakur that's doing it in less time.
And he's doing it in stoppage fashion. You go back in Joet, he's had a couple of TKOs, but most of his fights, if you look, are have been unanimous decision.
I mean,
he does have more fights.
I wouldn't say most, because remember, he's got, at least a 61% knockout ratio. He's got 14 knockouts. Well, I guess you're right. Most of them are going decision.
Yeah, and no, look, if you look at it, the thing is that I feel like Shakur Stevens is just much more of a threat. He's more aggressive, and his punching power is a lot stronger. He's lengthier than Joet. He's gonna give him so many problems, man. So many problems. It's the height. It's the height and the length, and the kid knows how to use it. He go back here.
Well, he's definitely in the limelight right now with this particular fight. ESPN is gonna really, really prop this one up. The rumored and targeted date is October 26th in Reno. It's going to be on ESPN. So once again, looking like Dazn and ESPN working well, playing well, because Ramirez was on Dazn, and now it's Dazn's turn to share someone and put him on ESPN.
What other collaborations have Dazn and Golden Boy done lately?
Hooker Ramirez. They also did Salcido Hooker, right? So Dazn lent Hooker to ESPN. They did that on ESPN with Salcido. Then he beat Salcido. So then they did Ramirez Hooker unification on Dazn, and then now they're doing this, and that's going to be on ESPN. So they're at least playing fair with each other, which is what we want to see. We don't want, things to get in the way of the fights that we want. We don't want
get held up.
Yeah, we don't want their egos to be roadblocks. And it's good to see. This was headed for purse bid, so we have to applaud both entities. This was headed for purse bid. About 2 days ago, there was an article saying that these guys were going in the purse bid. Then boom, they struck a deal, which is fantastic. Let's get straight to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely. It's always good for the sport. For the fans when the boxing promotions work alongside each other and give us the fights that we really want to see. I mentioned Shakur Stevenson. He being longer and taller, but I'm looking at the stats here, and that's Joet Gonzalez actually has a 2-inch reach advantage on Shakur, unless Boxing Rec, has a glitch in the matrix, because I'm seeing Shakur's reach 68, Joet's 70. So I don't even know if the height is going to be much of of advantage for Shakur. Looks like it's going to be tight. Well, with the reach, 2 inches.
I just think it's going to be the speed, man. The speed and the mind. He, being Shakur, is a quick thinker in the ring. He's an aggressor, right? He's not sitting around letting a fighter get comfortable, sitting around letting a fighter think. He's got them consistently, on the defense, in my opinion.
And this is the title. For what title is this? What sanctioning body are we Are they fighting
WBO.
for the WBO?
Yep.
Okay. And who's the other title holders in this division?
Let me pull that up. Give me a sec here.
I wanna do a quick comparison and look at what awaits either of the two fighters if they win. I mean, like I said, you're a title holder, you got the leverage, you're able to ask for certain fights, and I see Shakur Stevenson on a fast pace. He's chasing greatness. I see him taking serious fights right after Joet Gonzalez.
Shakur?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to want Josh Warrington next. That's someone that he's been asking for. It's the IBF champion. He signed to Frank Warren. Frank Warren and ESPN already have a pre-existing relationship with their dealings with MTK Global and ESPN and their dealings with Tyson Fury and ESPN. Initially, like I said, this is who he was going for. But it didn't work out that way, or he got this better opportunity in the WBO. I mean, in his eyes, he wanted Valdez, right? Valdez was the one that was supposed to fight Shakur. He was the champion, but now he's moving up to 35. Shakur is staying here at 126 to face Joet Gonzalez for that vacant WBO. So the other champion in the IBF is Josh Warrington. You got the WBC champion, fights once a year, Gary Russell Jr., and on the PBC side, Leo Santa Cruz, WBA super champion, and then you got Can Zhu, or Can X, something like that, the WBA regular featherweight champion. Now, Leo Santa Cruz has been rumored to move up, or wanting to move up. There was a lot of rumors of how he wanted to face Gervonta moving up. So, that, I don't know. I guess he's not facing Gervonta anymore because we see Gervonta moved up, or maybe he can still. I mean, well, there is rumors of Gervonta versus, what do you call it? Rumors of Gervonta facing Jurokis Gamboa for that WBA. So maybe
yeah. A lot of people are talking about that, which I think is a great fight. Some people are talking smack about it, but it all depends on where Jurokis Gamboa has been. If he's been hanging out eating Twinkies, it ain't gonna be too much of a good look for him. These guys been doing it all their lives. I know 8 weeks to do it, but lifestyle has a lot to do with it too. So yeah, Gervonta Davis versus Jurokis Gamboa. I definitely watch it. Leo Santa Cruz, though, has he had trouble making that weight? What's the reason for him going up? Is he
Who?
Leo Santa Cruz?
I mean, he's been there for a while, right? And hell if I know why he and Gary Russell haven't unified yet. Gary Russell claims, that Leo doesn't want to fight him. I don't know.
This is happening on. Where will we be able to see this fight? What, ESPN?
Yes, ESPN. No. Stevenson versus Joet Gonzalez taking place on ESPN in Reno. October 26th.
On ESPN. Mm-hmm. All right.
But yeah, man, look, this was just a little quick report so that our up and coming prospect contender, is going for his first title shot after 12 fights. You know who I could think off the top of the head who's done that? Guillermo Rigondeaux. That's the only dude I know that at 12 fights got a title shot. Obviously Lomachenko done it before. I don't know. Someone will have to check if Usyk got one before 12. But this is crazy impressive. And versus Joet Gonzalez, no less, that's impressive as well. He is, I don't know. He's bro, this is good. Cause again, it's not his fault he's fighting for a vacant. He was going to face the champion. He was the mandatory. The champion decided to move up. The champion could have done what Jamal Charlo did. He could have felt the stress from the public and be like, nah, I'm gonna stay here. I ain't ducking Shakur. But he's like, yo, I'm moving up. And he moved up, vacated, and in enters Joet Gonzalez, and Shakur gets his first title shot, and it becomes a vacant. But it's still versus a good opponent in Joet. 23-0, 14 KOs, Golden Boy, heavily touted contender. So yeah, man. Catch us on Border Wars in about an hour. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. And once again, it was just a quick report. Repping for our city, you know. Newark, stand up. Shakur putting it on the map. We appreciate you. And we wish you the best of luck on this fight. And we hope that ESPN does a great job on the promotion.
Boom. And that was a quick breaking news with TBV in the morning. I am Alex Linez. You can catch me on IG, Alex_Doomsday_LAINEZ, or on Twitter, Alex Linez TBV. We thank you much. We'll be back with the Border War series in an hour. Like my man said, we getting excited. It's almost fight time. That's right. Almost fight time. Go check out Patreon. Border War series is on there. You get to see Ness in the ring, mixing it up. These participants have gotten off the couch, straight fan status, and went ahead and made the commitment to go through the motions, to go through the promotions, to go through the shit talk and the face off, the hard work, in order to go ahead and have this 3-round boxing match. Everybody is paired up according to their skill set, age, weight, and whatnot. Well, not age, because age sometimes doesn't really matter, but you guys will love it. Go check it out. I know I'm rambling. Just go to Patreon, get that $3 or $5 cup of coffee, and you will see a lot of stuff that you won't see on the YouTube channel.
Peace. Catch us at 10 a.m. for Border Wars.